Well, welcome and hi Photoshoppers. In this video I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple of preferences that you might find useful. And one of them is controlling the size of your thumbnails. I don't like teeny tiny thumbnails, so I'm going to show you how to change that. And also, how can you stop that properties panel popping up? It drives me crazy. It pops up all the time. Well, we can stop that happening. And that's again a panel preference. And we're going to sort all that out right now. My name's Ken Fisher and this is LiveLink Training. In this video I'll show you how to adjust a few key panel preference settings. Now, while you don't have to make these changes, it's totally up to you. I'm just giving you insight into my workflow and settings, which may or may not be good for you. So notice over here in the layers panel, on this layer I've got a background layer, I've got a really dinky little thumbnail. Now I'd like that to be larger so I can see what's going on. So in the area underneath the layer, in this grey part, if I right click, I've got a choice, small, medium or large thumbnails. If I click on large thumbnails, you can see here that I've got a nice meaty thumbnail now, that I can see what's going on. Now this works the same for other panels. So you see, if I just click on the channels panel, you can see we've got some small thumbnails again. Again, I'm going to right click and select large. And I can do the same for my paths panel. Underneath, right click and select large. I'll just go back to the layers panel. Now it's quite possible that if you're working inside a document that contains lots of layers, you're not going to see any of this area underneath to be able to right click in. So if I go and just open up this other document where I've got loads of layers, and you can see it goes right off the bottom and I've no spare space, even if I scroll right down to the bottom. Right, so what can I do here? Well, if I go up to the top right hand corner here with this little doohickey here, and if I click on that, that's the panel flyout menu, and you can see down at the bottom we've got an option for panel options, and if I click on that I get a little dialogue and it gives me some nice sunflowers, and I can choose from a small sunflower or a medium sunflower or a larger sunflower, and these are the thumbnail sizes. So if I click OK, you'll see now that my thumbnails will be a nice large size. Now you can, if you want, go with none. I don't see why you'd want to, but I'll just show you it anyway. So if you go into panel options and select none and OK, you can see that you don't have any thumbnails. All you have is little symbols for the text and for, there's something there. And a brush. That's a pixel based layer, but I find that gets a little bit confusing. So I'm going to go back to my panel options and I'm going to stick with my large thumbnails and click OK. Now another thing that annoys me is when panels can automatically pop up all the time, even when I don't want them. Now let me show you. If I go down and say select the rectangle tool, and if I click and drag a rectangle, it doesn't matter where, you'll see the properties panel appears. I say, well, no, I'm happy with that. I don't want the properties panel up. I don't want to make any adjustments. So I'll drag another one out and it pops up again. Okay, so we can stop this happening. Again, the flyout menu, this little doohickey symbol at the top, if I click on that, we've got a little item called Show on Shape Creation, and it's ticked. So if I untick that, now if I close the panel down, and then I can make as many as I want, and it will not pop the panel open. If I want the panel open, all I've got to do is to go to Windows and Properties, and I can bring the panel up myself as and when I want it. Okay, the last thing you want to do is to be able to save these changes that you've just made. Now Photoshop doesn't save its preferences settings until you quit the program, which means if you were to crash right at this minute or in the next couple of hours, whenever, then you'd lose all the changes you've just made. So what you have to do to save the changes, as counterintuitive really as that might be, is to go to the File menu and choose Exit or Control and Q. Now on a Mac that's going to be Command and Q. And what will happen then is the program will shut down and return you to whatever you were doing underneath that, and then you could reopen the program with all those preferences safe. Well, Photoshoppers, that draws us to a close on another episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment under the video. And please click that subscribe button at the end and become part of my Photoshop learning community. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.